Hello, good morning, Casey. I'm ready to start your reading now. I know we just spoke a little bit on the Facebook Messenger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record this. It's going to be on my YouTube channel, but it's going to be private, unlisted link. So no one's going to view it. The only people that are going to see it are the ones that I've sent the link to. So after I'm done here posting it on YouTube, I'm going to send you the link, the private link, and then you can just watch it from start to finish. So I know we just spoke a little bit in the Facebook Messenger. Originally, you said that you wanted a reading on healing, but now you think that maybe general might be better. I agree. I think that this is, especially that this is your first reading ever. Thank you, by the way, for choosing me to be your first reader. With this being your first reading ever, doing a general is a good way to kind of create a baseline of your reading. And then if you need a reading again in the future, you know where to kind of like to the direction to go from that, whether you go back to me or somebody else. So I always recommend first timers to just do a general, kind of get a feel of it, and then if you need another one, you can just go from there. So thank you also for being patient. I just messaged your friend, I think Lindsay. I messaged her and I let her know that I'm going to do her reading today as well, because I know that you sent the payment together, right? So I think that it would have been fair. Do yours and then I'll do hers. I don't know if I'm going to get to hers right away, right after this, but maybe after lunch. Well, depends on how this reading goes. I don't know if that was thunder or what, but I just heard a loud bang. Anyway. The deck I am using is called Bianco Nero. I like this deck a lot. It's like a black and white illustration. You have the Justice card on the back for like Libra energy. Are you Virgo? Virgo? Maybe I'm wrong. But I do like this. It does give like an uplift of energy, encouragement, and good for general readings. So I like to use this deck. So that looks important. Okay. I see that you are looking at life in a different kind of perspective. I see that you're kind of going with the flow of things, but you're also, something may have happened in the past where you view things differently, you view life differently, and it's more in a different kind of perspective. But you're kind of going with the flow of things. You kind of just, you're the kind of person is like, whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. And I see that you've had your struggles. I think that maybe you've had some sleep difficulties. Nightmares? Have you been having nightmares lately? Or something that's been bothering in the back of your mind? I see some anxieties. So we have the Nine of Swords, and we also have the Hanged Man. So we have the Hanged Man and the Nine of Swords. So things have happened to where you kind of look at life in a different kind of perspective. You do have anxieties, maybe sleep difficulties, maybe nightmares. But you're trying your best to kind of just go with the flow. It is what it is mentality. Whatever happens, happens mentality. So it seems like that you kind of just let life, this is a good thing, you kind of let life just unfold for you. You take control of your life, but you're welcome to, you do a good job at tackling challenges as they come at you head on. I do see that sometimes you might be, you are used to be stuck in fear. I think that, or maybe this is current. I see that you kind of stuck in fear. So there's something that you're fearful of. And, okay, I have these other cards here too for you. There's something that maybe you need to put to rest or let go of. Something that we need to put to rest and let go of. And it will bring more stability. I do think that you do need to meditate and maybe take a time out. I think that there's been a lot on your plate or a lot of heavy weight on your shoulders. I do think that this also means maybe taking a time out and meditate. And do you think that you're contemplating something? Maybe you're trying to make a big decision on some things. I think that you do have like you're a protective nature. You're very protective, earthly. You love nature, you love the outdoors. But at the same time, it's also, you don't mind being a homebody. Your solitude's in the comfort of your own home. But you can be pretty protective of something. Perhaps you may need take a trip. Maybe you're thinking about taking a trip to the mountains or something. Something outdoorsy or camping or something. Something you've been planning. We have the Queen of Pentacles. So you're very earthly. You love the outdoors. You do need to meditate. Maybe you can find this meditation and time out in the outdoors. I think because you're kind of an earthly. Your spirit's very like earthly. So being outdoors is like where you feel like you're just, whether it's the beach or the mountains, just being outdoors, your feet touching grass, and it's just enjoying the sunshine like that. That's something you really love. What your soul really craves. You don't mind being a homebody, but I think that right now it's kind of some things that may have happened to where you feel like that the walls are just closing in, the walls are talking to you, and I think that this isn't your fault. This isn't something that whatever it is that is bothering you. It could be something in the past. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. There's some depression or stress, depression. So this is definitely not, this is about your love cup. This is the 5 of Cups. Sometimes you feel a little empty. I really think the outdoors is really going to help you. I know that we're getting into the colder season now, and where you're from, honestly, just going for a walk and being outside can actually help. Obviously bundle up, but with this depression and stress or whatever has happened in the past, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility is what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that you need to take accountability for anything. I'm not saying that you need to find blame. All I'm saying is that it's your responsibility on what to do moving forward. So I see you as just as an earthly spirit who's just has some wounds, and and you might have some anxieties and nightmares. You go with the flow, free spirit, and that's why I see in the Hanged Man is like you're kind of just going. You like to go with the flow and kind of let free spirit. I see you as a free spirit. But yeah, we have the Hermit that just fell out. The Hermit is you're kind of in your emotions and feelings. You're kind of like you don't like being alone in your feelings. The Hermit is maybe you feel like that you're kind of just laying low lately. Hermit shows that you've been laying low, focusing on yourself, which is good. Um, Hermit shows that you're doing some healing work too, like you're doing some inner work. You don't like being at home alone because you feel like the walls talking to you. But being at home is like where your solitude is because you don't have to deal with people. You used to be a people person? Bubbly? Maybe you're still bubbly, but... So from what I see is like you're on the right path. Sometimes you feel a little lost and confused, but you're on the right path. We now have the page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. These cards are saying that it's because something is happening. You're on this journey, right? This inner journey, this inner work. I think that you're attracting something, manifesting something. I think this is why that you're being called to kind of spend some time on your own and focus on your desires. You're manifesting. I think that you're manifesting what you've been wanting to attract. It could be a better job. It could be a relationship. It could be a job offer. You're attracting something. You're manifesting something. Could be wealth. Maybe you're working hard towards a promotion. Could be a promotion that you're trying to manifest. Page of Pentacles, it could be something with finances, because usually Pentacles also means coins. And maybe you're manifesting more money or promotion. But you do have some financial goals. You're trying to guide yourself towards some financial successes. So yeah, you're kind of alone in your solitude, living like a hermit, because you're preparing. You're manifest. You're in preparation mode, is what I see here in your reading. This general reading is showing me that you're in preparation mode, and usually when we're in preparation mode, it's to prepare, right? But we kind of we have to get comfortable in the quiet and aloneness of our homes. I mean, we have to get comfortable in our own skin with just being alone. And I think that sometimes you get stuck in your head. It causes you to lose sleep, maybe nightmares. There's some wounds that you're healing. Could be abandonment wounds, so maybe some childhood wounds. But I mean, the reading is it's being very straightforward, but it's showing me a possibility that that you're trying to attract your manifestations. So this is good. It's just that usually when you're in preparation mode, this is when you do your full effort of manifesting. Maybe you're trying to manifest a better version of yourself. When you become your better version of yourself, your mind, soul, and body needs to align with what you're trying to manifest. So it's kind of, there's a lot of growth. The transition phase, the preparation phase, the growth phase, whatever you want to call it, they all mean the same thing. Usually this is what happens. Okay, you're becoming molded. And then as new chapters begin, your mind, body, and soul is becoming more into alignment for your desires, your manifestations. So it seems like you're doing a lot of things at once. You're trying to become the best version of you. You're trying to manifest your goals, your dreams, your desires. You're doing your best to heal whatever it is that you're healing from, or who you're healing from. So you have a lot on your plate. You do, and it's okay. Everything's going to be fine. Let's pull a little bit on the future. I don't want to pull too much on the future because right now we have a good baseline on your general. But let's take a glimpse at the future. Now the tarot cards. When we do a future reading, it's only going to show you possibilities. Nothing's ever set in stone because the future isn't written. We can't change the past. The past has already happened. It's already moved on from us. The future hasn't happened yet. So all it's going to do is reveal possibility, but that can change because of you. You make changes, you choose your path. Knight of Swords. So what I see for like a quick, which I'm glad it's not like a major arcana. I'm glad that the Knight of Swords actually came up because what it's showing is that you're going to thrive. You're going to thrive. I see healed energy, as you see like a knight in shining armor. So I see I see strong and healed energy. So that's good. I see healed energy. I see defense. So I think that you're going to be not so guarded, but you're going to be open to people to receive. It's just you're going to do a better job at guarding yourself. And healed energy. So that's a nice little glimpse. I see that you're going to heal. You're going to be not so emotionally guarded, but more just in defense. Like you're more speaking your truth and defending yourself, maybe not being so much of a people pleaser. You're going to say no more. You're going to be putting yourself first more. Yeah. So now that we took a little glimpse of the future, I want to take a little glimpse of the past. Just a little glimpse. Eight of Cups. Disappointment. Walking away from disappointment. So something had disappointed you in the past, and you walked away from it. Or you're choosing to walk away from it. So maybe the situation wasn't what you thought it was. From what I see here, zooming out though, I think that you've came far. I think that you need to give yourself some credit, give yourself some grace that you have made it far, regardless if it's been a month, 2 months, 3 months, a year, 2 years, it doesn't matter. You've came far from where you were. And maybe you're starting to recognize, maybe you're taking accountability in some things. If so, great. If not, great. But I think that this path is yours and this healing is yours. Be good to it. And that's just being patient with yourself, being honest with yourself, and giving yourself grace, and not be so hard on yourself, and try not to take things too seriously. Be comfortable in your own skin, in the comfort of your own home. This is your solitude, and you're in preparation. So there's a lot in store for you, especially with the Knight of Swords, as you saw, like, man at full speed ahead, full charge. So you're going to see possibilities and attack it. Okay. So now I'm actually going to use an oracle. Just so you know, your reading comes with an oracle reading. So you got your tarot cards, and now I'm going to pull some oracle readings. Now the oracle cards, they're not as much in depth like the tarot. This is just really straightforward, straight to the point. You'll see. So tell you what you need to hear, straight to the point. Wisdom. Use your wisdom. Screen kind of got blurry there. Sorry, the screen is, camera's locked in, kind of. There we go. So use your wisdom. You've gained wisdom through life experiences. You might even be pretty educated, academically inclined, but you're pretty wise. You're smart. You have some leadership skills. So what I see here is, whenever you're searching for answers, wisdom, the truth, the third eye right here, right? So whenever you're trying to search of truth, use your leadership skills, meaning whatever advice you would give to others, take that advice. So kind of like practice what you preach, right? So whenever you're on a search of answers, you're having trouble to decide something, the wisdom and the leadership cards are showing, practice what you preach. Not saying that you're not. It just means use that, your own advice. Growth of energy. Perfect. So, like I said, you're in preparation. You're in like an incubation. You're incubating, and then when you hatch, you're going to grow. So that's more of a confirmation. And we'll pull one more. Confidence. You're the queen bee. See the bee and the crown up here, the queen bee. Act like it. But you're very confident in spirit, and that makes sense. We pulled the what is it? The Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, yes, is more of an outdoorsy, earthly, motherly like spirit, but the queen also sits on a throne. Sit in confidence. Okay, meaning like, follow your path. When you're following your path and being your most authentic self, you're confident, right? So this was a good general reading. Nice, very nice base. We took a little glimpse of the future, a little glimpse of the past. But yeah, zooming out, you're in preparation, incubation. You're going to hatch soon, and I see healed energy. So whatever it is that you're moving on from, just remember why you're moving on from it. Whenever you kind of look back in the past, you kind of reminisce, whatever, just remember why you left, or remember why you're moving on from it. Okay? Because obviously where you're at in life right now is, you're heading towards a lot of good things. So it's a good general reading. So that's a 25-minute reading. A little longer than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. was your first reading, so I'm not gonna disappear. So the second I send you this reading, you're gonna get notified, and I'm still gonna be here. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. If you have any comments, feel free to share. I'm not. If you need some clarity, I'm still gonna be here. If you need some clarity on something, but I'm not just gonna send this to you and disappear. So anyway, thank you so much, and good luck.